deserves respect, and we are going to give it that due care and attention. In the south, as we see this game enter its first minute, we can see the guys that are 1-0 up in this series, Nagano and Scotch, locking in both commanders. What do we see, Tightrope?
Yeah, Spec Ops, and actually a change of pace here for Scotch, going for mechanized assault. Very unpredictable.
Incredible. Special operations doctrine. Who would have thought it? But what we do see as unpredictable is mechanized assault, as Tightrope rightfully mentions. Let's just take that into effect. I mean, people that played the game a lot in 2014-15 will remember this commander. This is assault grenadiers, but they have been buffed somewhat. And we also see, this is a fantastic game to watch. We've got Von Asten with the M3 coming in from the north. Sniper also. He's going to be trying to gun down his opponent in the south, which is the OKW player, and he's already been sniped. So we can see the strategy here. Soviets going for OKW.
Yeah, and double light vehicles for the Allies, UC and M3. They're really trying to pile on the pressure early.
Certainly are. And let's track that right now. See that we've also occupied this building with the Tommies. This will allow, of course, access to push up the west side. Don't forget that. And you can now see the Pioneer squad of Scotch. He's trying to go around that side. But this is ballsy strategy from Masilda and Von Asten, who are 1-0 down. They're really trying to get straight back into this series.
Yeah, they know that if they want to hope to win this one, they've got to get the VPs trained early, and they're going after the Stern Pioneer. M3 on the chase down. No flak bases in base as well, so might be able to chase a little bit deeper here.
Might get him, but they're just a little bit wary of the bunker and possibly something else. We're also getting a cut-off attempt from the Assault Grenadiers, who have used their sprint ability recently. We've got the MG42 of Scotch also helping out. We've got Spokes Grenadiers in the centre. What great gameplay this is! It's all over the place, Tightrope.
Yeah, high action, but here come the light vehicles to chase away those air screens.
And they're showing said posteriors to the M3 right now. And getting blocked momentarily. VP just about lets them through. No Faust, of course, from these non-Grenadiers. They are Assault Grenadiers, of course.
Yep, and now going to flank this MG as well. A lot of work being done by these double light vehicles. No Flamer on this Engineer squad yet, though, so not dishing out maximum damage. Oh, but might even be able to get the MG wide?
Barely getting away. Penal Battalion's tagging in now, the first infantry units for Von Asten. What a frenetic, furious and fast-paced game we are seeing. It's only been 3 minutes, it feels like it's been 20 because we've had that much action unfold.
Yeah, that's the kind of gameplay you get from Assault Grenadiers. You really need to push the issue early because, you know, even with the buffs, they can have trouble scaling into the late game. Especially on a map like this, where you can just constantly be running into LMG squads.
For those long-time watchers of competitive company eras, we used to have a little bit of trolling with people creating fake games for the casters to cast. So anytime there's something crazy going on Tightrope, everybody that's been watching for a long time has it in the back of their mind, is this a real game? What you have to ask yourself was, what were Von Asten's motivations? And when you see them and what he's going for, targeting OKW, you fully understand what's at play.
2-2-2 on the field. That is such an early 2-2-2, like 4 minutes 30. That is crazy stuff from Scotch, and that all possible thanks to the tech skip.
Elsewhere in the west, we've got Tommies with the UC backup trying to push away Scotch, but he's rooted. And you know what Scotch is like behind that garrison Tightrope? He's so difficult to unroot. We saw it from north side yesterday versus Helping Hands and Crossfire. They could not get him out of there. And he's now taken position really strongly with his Wehrmacht. Maybe he's going to hold the west side of this map for the majority of the game.
Yeah, Scotch, powerful force here. And doing a good job of avoiding getting snared with this 2-2-2 as well. Comes a PTRS squad. And 2-2-2 hunting, but he's kiting with it nicely.
Nice infiltration grenades, well dodged. Now going for the 2-2-2, which will make its way around this embankment of trees. Elsewhere in the east, we can see that the M3 with the combat engineers, they are not teching the flamethrower, but Nagano does not know that. So a little bit of a bluff there from Von Asten.
Sniper. Working on the MG42, forces it off, in fact. But looking
sorry.
pretty good. The map largely red right now. Good stuff for the Axis.
And just to reiterate for fans rather that weren't present for the first game, Nagano-Scotch were able to win as allies in a very tense comeback scenario against Axis on a very Axis-favoured map. So it's almost like they broke serve, to use a tennis analogy. I can't remember the guy on YouTube that gave me that analogy, but it's a pretty damn good one. So we need to see a break back of serve now to keep this match feeling competitive. This mine here is a shoe mine, by the way, so watch out for that, M3.
Yeah, do you think he spotted that going down, or is he just dodging it by sheer luck?
I know Stormus is listening to us on Discord, and he always says, and he's right to say it, there's a psychological mine meta game. Do you see the minesweeper for a moment? What have you seen?
Double penals in the Stern Pioneer retreat path. There's no way this makes it home.
No way. And the M3 actually finished off. It's actually combat engineer dude in the M3. Well, meanwhile, by the way, somebody's going sniper hunting. It is the Foch Grenadier. We just saw the mine detonated for the penal, so he didn't remember it was there if he knew it was there. Oh, sniper, negative cover kicks in. 3 Car 98Ks, engage. Couldn't get all 3 shots off.
Close call, and Axis just piling on the pressure right now.
Absolutely loving it. Getting deep in there.
Just hiding behind the garrison as well. AT gun can't find an angle.
Can't. These Tommies are in peril. Those MP40s were reloading, and Isildur's very lucky they were. Ooh, infiltration aids nearly take out the penals. We've got 222 trying to take out the M3, which is forced to overdrive using the Vet 1 ability to get out of there. Well, maybe he'll now see the sniper. And indeed he will. This could be a double tally. Also got a penal battalion low. He's spoilt for choices on his targets. Oh, but the 6-pounder and the heat grenades were ready. And the 6-pounder claimed the kill.
Yeah, probably not worth it there. M3 quite a lot cheaper than the 222, but if he got something else... But he didn't.
No, he was almost spoilt for choice, and he just got taken out before he could pick from the candy jar and get his hands slapped. I got preemptively slapped. I don't even go in the kitchen, almost.
It was good teamwork, though, still bringing back his AT gun to save the day. Otherwise, that could have gone very poorly for the Allies.
Puma now out for Nagano. Those that don't know why an Englishman would say Puma rather than Puma, it's because it's a German armoured car. Just settling that once and for all, Tightrope. I'm sure I'll have to say that on probably a biannual basis. Still, so many comments to this day.
So gonna go AC hunting. Heading over that direction now. Look at how much map control the Axis have. Triple cap almost every important sector. They are creaming it.
Infiltration grenades thrown by the Foch Grenadiers, who unhelpfully shouts "Grenade!" when they throw a grenade.
Well,
Several in this
you know
case.
those infiltration grenades, they get hit themselves. They just scatter all over the place.
They do. It's like marbles out of your pocket. And Foch Grenadiers really low. SVT rifles could claim the kill here. One more shot, perhaps. Yes! Gets it! Shot in the back of the head. That sounded quite brutal there. Hopefully my neighbours don't think I'm sadistic.
It's exactly what the Allies need, though, to start pushing back out.
Oh, Sniper claiming its second pip of veterancy, 19 kills. Here come the penal battalions to force away the MG. This is the comeback we needed to make a game of G2 Tightrope, and I'm glad we're seeing it, but would you have expected any different from players of caliber such as Von Aston?
They're going after the Puma. AC chasing it down. One more shot to kill, and it's already popped smoke. No escape. Oh, but it misses.
Escape. Oh, will they get behind the tree? Main gun destroyed! And the Tommies go down! That is bad for Isildur. Isildur's bane, almost, to borrow a phrase from Tolkien.
Oh, that is just heartbreaking for Isildur. Did everything right except for, not retreating, but main gun crit has other ideas.
I agree completely, Tightrope. He did everything right, bar the things he did wrong. Loving it. Oh, sprint after the sniper! Oh, he's sprinting away himself. Rocket artillery this early? Oh, of course. Well dodged by Von Asten. Going into danger, Von Asten, to escape.
Fresh squad of assault grenadiers fielded by Scotch. Interesting. He feels he needs the extra field presence right now.
Excellent game. This is awesome. Ooh, got the possibility of assault grenadiers blocking a retreat path here, but they were forced away by the Tommy, so they occupy the garrison once more. Meanwhile, in the centre, victory point situation, we've got an MG42 taking a foothold. You see in the east, we just got a little bit of a mellow confrontation with folks grenadiers soft forced away.
And Von Asten investing in 2 Zis right now. Maybe he's not even going to go for a T70 because we are getting like past the point of T70's viability in this match.
Maybe a jump to tier 4 perhaps. We have seen a lot of early Katusha in this tournament. Not that this is exactly the situation for that, but regardless.
And once again, Allies getting pushed back.
Must be noted, by the way, for those that are fearing a 2-0 after crossing in the woods would spell the end of this series. Oh, nice retreat path blocking here. STGs trying to keep the penals busy, but they haven't actually landed a single shot yet. For those that fear 2-0 could spell the end of this series, don't forget that Von Asten and De Silder won a best-of-5, all 5 games, including the ace game yesterday against Brosras and Artovic, 2 very good players. So even if this game goes in their opponent's favour, it ain't over till it's over.
We have been talking about how good Scotch and Nagano are doing in terms of map control, but in terms of KD, they are way behind. The sniper is racking up the kill count.
That will accumulate. I mean, it's certainly accumulating kills, but in terms of map control and just creep, it will accumulate. Got a first medium tank of the game. It's the Panzer IV, and looking beautiful with its vanilla camouflage, well, lack of camouflage rather, straight up from the Krupp style factory and ready to roll.
At the same time, Sildor hitting his Valentine.
As I say, I don't class that as a true medium tank. It's too cheap, Tightrope, and they just like use them in what I like to call the Valentino train, you know? You get one, you throw it into battle, it dies, you get another. Because you can only get one now, so you don't get Valentine spam anymore, you just get the Valentine train.
It's got the armor of a medium tank, but the firepower of a Puma, basically.
That sounds amazing. The way you sound makes it sound amazing. Right, Stuka Zufus coming in.
P4 in a little
Yes.
bit of trouble.
Oh my god, Stuka Zufus obliterating that Tommy section. Isilda didn't even flinch, and the Stuka certainly has something to say about that. Puma getting a big shot in. Assault Grenadier sprinting into action. This is a big assault from Scotch and Nagano in unison, in synergy, as one.
Oh man, they just annihilated that AT gun. Had no hope of getting home. Gonna get a steal on it now as well.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Meanwhile, those doubles this for Von Asten, not in the right place at the right time.
Sniper watches on in horror as the left side of the map is taken. And also, you've got to watch out for these now 6-man with the veterancy assault grenadiers. They're cutting off this sniper's retreat path, and they're going to have to fight their way out of this. So here comes the UC Vet 2 also. Sniper's going all the way over to the east. Tightrope, it has to.
Yeah, you don't want to retreat past 2 assault grenadiers like that.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
That is dangerous.
I think the Zis is going to have to save the day, maybe with a cheeky barrage. Yes!
The machine gun switching to targets, firing backwards here. It's working out. Either way, that was a really good assault from the Axis, stealing away the 6-pounder, diffusing the pressure there.
Oh, nice minor retreat there. One of these assault grenadiers almost died. Elsewhere in the west, Tommies are trying to wrestle out of Scotch's stranglehold.
P4 finally back up to full, looking to do some damage out on the right, but oh, double punch on the Zis, has to pull back straight away.
First Grenadiers pushing in from the east section. We've got another Stuka Zufus.
Oh, MG going down, maybe the pose as well? No.
Oh, another Tommy section almost bites the dust. Bloody hell, Isildur needs to up his gain or something. Penal Battalion low. MG similar.
Gets away with it though, that's a nice MG steal for Isildur.
Valentine watching on. Has to reverse away as the Puma reigns supreme with its range, especially when it's well protected by a Pack 40. Or a stolen 6-pounder, my bad.
Yeah. Even better, 6-pounder is a beast.
Oh, sniper's getting awfully close. To peril. I'm sure the Stukas of Boost will have something to say about that. There's another one in the build, of course. A surprise to nobody.
Yeah, well, when you see this many support weapons, look how many machine guns the Allies have and AT guns. Just a sitting duck for the rocket artillery.
Rocket half-track. Ready for battle.
Here comes the second. The
Man, this map control is just absolute for the Axis. Allies
It is.
struggling to push out of their base even.
Oh, where's the Stuka gonna land? On that MG in the centre. The crew somehow survives. Sniper on Hullfire expecting a Wehrmacht counterpart. The brilliant parts of this tournament is you always see the possibility for a counter snipe because Wehrmachts are always present.
Well, they do have the radio intercept, so you should be able to hear if a sniper gets produced.
I would completely forgive him for missing it even if he did, because this game is all over the place right now. New barrage, new targets. This time it's the MG, and it gets one squad and nearly wipes the other.
Not going smoothly for the Allies, we'll put it kindly.
No, we also had, by the way, the first Grenadiers keeping the sniper busy. He does attain veterancy 3, but no, this is normal service presumed for Axis on Crossing into the Woods, it seems. So it seems like a hold of serve after a break of serve. Oh, there we go. Puma pushes Quentin Valentino away to quote at 80 here, so give credit where it's due.
Yeah, the Valentine AEC combo hasn't really had that much chance to do damage. Continually zoned out by the Puma and Panzer IV.
We have Rakettenwerfers making their way onto the battlefield, so Nagano and Scotch are constantly just thinking what could upset their day, and they're thinking IS-2s perhaps, AVREs perhaps. The first is certainly a possibility with von Asten's commander, Armoured Assault. So they just built another Rakettenwerfer, they're just keeping their advantage in their favour. Scotch, of course, does have the Tiger, the vanilla Tiger is a possibility. Because
Yeah, but he's just completed tier 4, so he's probably going to get Brumbia.
Western action. Valentine, Tommy. Oh my god, just the Stuka goes down. That was, what the hell did that, Tyro?
I have no idea. That seems like it's in no unit's range at that position.
It was an overshot. You can see the angle. The Valentine overshot the Puma, and it missed, and it hit the Stukazafus.
Oh, there's an AEC corpse next to that. AEC dived on it and killed it.
Oh, that makes more sense. I like your aircraft investigation better. We're going to go with you. Mine was just a test.
Now stand at 300
Yeah, I couldn't quite work that out. I guess, yeah, you're right. You can't click on the corpses, unfortunately. Oh, again, the Tommies in peril. This time... Oh, no, they were blocked in. Fortunately, though, the squad did survive. Command Valentine blocks them in.
So what was this? Force back the P4 nicely, but... Oh.
So the penal battalion go down in the east to sustained SCG fire as the other marches in. Von Aston's having a moment of madness, it seems. The IS-2 makes its presence felt. Needs a big shot from the 122 mil. Misses.
Man, that's pretty fast IS-2. This has been a pretty violent game. I think 13 CPs this early on.
From there, further away there. And for everybody just wondering why I was quite so loud for the first Stickers of Foos, I was very close to the microphone. It was completely my fault, and I apologise profusely. On the west side,
these double kittens.
Oh yes,
That's the IS-2.
Oh, certainly. IS-2 forced away. Got Brum there versus sustained fire, but it's just getting shots off, and that slope frontal armor, it can certainly weather the storm.
Tough old girl, that.
Oh yeah. Sounds like I felt like you patted it, you know, on the Glaciers frontal armor. Tough old girl there. Beautiful. Love it. Would you like your own Brum Bear? Just as an aside, we'll keep an eye on the action because the Valentine's forcing away the assault engineer. But if you could have one, would you?
Probably not, I mean...
Fuel economy's terrible, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, when am I even going to use it?
Well, you can't sell it, by the way, as with any analogy like this, but, yeah. Ooh, oh my god, the Command Panthers on the field says nobody ever. Stukas of Foos in the centre, loads of MGs and the Ziskin all in a row, and they all die.
Vet 2 on that already, 30 kills. He's wasting no time.
Oh my. Oh my. Tightrope, I've got a controversial idea, and I'm just thinking strategies here. If I was a competitive gamer, and I try to be, but I'm more of a caster, let's face it, I'm rubbish at playing. I would have been tempted to throw game 2 deliberately, just to get on with game 3. Because you're using all of your energy, and it's an uphill battle. You've just absolutely gone a slogfest of 50 minutes in game 1. And of course you want to win, but when you just see Nagano and Scotch operating efficiently as Axis on crossing in the woods, the temptation surely must have gone through their heads.
Oh, no way, these guys gonna fight every match. You know, they used to like long ladder sessions. I'd say they're good for at least like 3 hours full force, and they've had a pretty long breaks, so I'm sure they're at full strength for this encounter.
It's just something I just keep watched a lot of tennis this year. Federer literally did it in set 2. He was losing, so he's just like, okay. Pioneer, by the way, dying to the Valentine. IS-2 coming in for the
fighting
Panther.
back. Fighting back strongly right now.
Because of Foos. Oh, the sniper getting shaved by a Stukas of Foos rocket. Meanwhile, we've got a light artillery barrage, the LAB, falling down and heavy on the MG, but very fortunately getting away without a single shred of damage.
Back and forth at the moment. Take a look at the KD though. Thanks to that sniper, Allies still slightly ahead.
I mean, we have people in chat saying newer players saying what's the difference between the Valentine and the Cromwell. They are very similar tanks, Tightrope, but maybe you can give us some of their clarifying differences.
The Valentine has 480 health versus 640 health. So it'll go down to one less shot. And on top of that, it does 120 damage instead of 160 damage. So not quite as useful in those like medium tank engagements.
so it can't go toe-to-toe with tanks, but still very good at operating as an infantry unit, of course. We've got some engagements in the west, grenades being tossed. MG's getting out of there just in the nick of time. It is in a death cycle, though, where the gunner keeps trying to pick up the weapon. Meanwhile, Sniper's fine. We don't have to worry about him in the meantime, but we do have assault grenadiers trying to flank him. Maybe they're going to sprint in a moment, so we'll have to wait and see. No, the damage was spotted.
These walking Stukas. Oh man, they're doing some big damage.
Oh god, they're walking alright and they're stamping all over the Allied hope in this game. That said, despite my fear-mongering, we do actually have a pretty good amount of parity on the victory point count. It's not that bad at all.
Allies actually ahead, right?
Yeah, exactly. So despite that, like, ferocious map control for the territory points, I mean, Allies have actually been able to get point Bs for a good amount of time. Not been that bad. I just think the rocket artillery makes it feel, like, overwhelming, you know.
Yeah, but that sniper's just racking up the kills. 48 now. Really making the difference for the Allies.
Von Asten having a fantastic game, of course. We'll show you the damage in KD at the half an hour mark, just to give you a bit of an overview.
Incoming planes, these take a lot of skill to do. 2 buttons, you know.
Well, that's what I always say. People always call them 1-clicks, but it's actually 2. So checkmate, SC2 fans. Checkmate. Oh, Stukas and Poos. Big barrage. Let's follow those rockets. And there we go. An AT gun down. They can take advantage of that now. They probably can't see what we can see.
And Rakitten right there. They could pounce on that ice too.
Panzer IV tangoing with Tommies. A terrible tale of torture and temerity.
Finds them off nicely. These assault grenadiers do seem to be matching up pretty well with the 5-man Tommies going late. You know, they can just sprint in close and then can win the engagement. Whereas we saw in the last game, the STG Volksgrenadiers just sort of no chance against the 5-man Tommies.
So you're very close to the balance team and the community effort to balance this game even further. Oh, well, let's just focus on the right side. IS-2 pushed away. We've got Volksgrenadiers with the Sturmgewehrs pushing in.
Oh, and medium tank pushed through the middle from Scotch, looking at for these AT gun kills.
Getting it as well. May finish off the weapon now, of course. Now focusing the other. But the sniper's saving the day, as are the combat engineers.
Either way, like, that was a daring play from Scotch.
Volksgrenadier Vetfolk dying in the east of the IS-2. Goes stationary but misses. That's a rarity. Will the Pintelmaut reload and finish him off? One more shot, perhaps. Let's see the Stuka. Oh my, what a Stuka. Both our AT guns finished off. We can confirm the Volksgrenadier did survive.
They're trying to take it.
Oh man, this is getting hectic.
Same with every game on Crossing in the Woods, man. It's always slow in the early game due to the spread of the map. It's quite wide. But as I say, Isildur and Von Asten had no sign of, in my crazy thinking, wanting just to get on to game 3. They want to win game 2, even if it's against not overwhelming odds, but certainly a steep hill. They're certainly going to try and get up that hill and get over the top.
One issue for the Axis right now is they are so low on repairs. They've got 1 Pioneer for Scotch, no Stern Pioneers, and this mech truck. And that's just not enough for 3 tanks. Oh, another walking Stuka coming in for Nagano. He's not mucking around.
No. AC dives aside. This guy knows that he can make 2 Stukas work. And who can blame him? Not quite got the toe in the capping line there. There we go. A little bit of a nudge. And the Stuka's ready to stop them being there. Von Asten didn't quite see it. but was just suitably far forward to escape. Oh, and there's the Katusha's first volley, but is missing quite a lot. Rakettenwerfer has moved forward into the fire to escape. A Vet 5 Focus Grenadier has to weather the storm of the MG fire, because if he retreats now, he's going to be fine, and he waited just in time. Perfect. Elsewhere in the centre and the west, what do we see, Tightrope?
Oh, man, forget about that. Command Panther dancing with death. There's not much going on the left, really. Valentine's just starting to push out there now. Do have a Firefly, but really keep the Panzer IV and Command Panther in check.
Artillery from base was pushing away this Pack 40. War's hell, man.
Well, you going to do your half-hour stats?
Oh yeah, that's a very good idea. Thank you, Tightrope. And there are all the stats. People do like to see this, so sorry if we ruin your immersion, but you can see that damage dealt by Von Asten is absolutely awesome. He is doing his work, but Nagano, similar with the Stukas of Fuses. Also, the two graphs that matter, of course, army value, showing Nagano as the OKW player gets a little bit of a head start, but there's a lot of parity there. Isildur did drop away. We have noted his wipes, but he's straight back in there with his recent acquisitions. And then points held is always very important. We'll just show Von Asten versus Scotch for this one. You can see the ebb and flow of battle. And back with the live action.
Well, I mean, this sniper has been super impressive, but I don't know if it can out-damage two walking Stukas. Those are really stacking up the kills.
So got Scotch now taking up the AT mantle with a Panther in the build. So a rare Wehrmacht Panther rather than, of course, the Command Panther we're also used to.
You did have the option of going for the Tiger, as you mentioned.
I always feel like the Tiger's a style unit. It's more used in 1 versus 1s in auto match for style points. You rarely see it in a competitive 2 versus 2.
I feel like it's a little bit better than the King Tiger in 2v2 because it's a little bit faster. Still can go down to Allied tank destroyers.
Oh yeah. A large health pool, but the penetration isn't quite the same as a Panther. Well, the armour, rather, and the penetration, I suppose. Panther now, battling in the centre, forces away the Tommies from capping. Elsewhere in the west, the Assault Grenadiers have got 23 kills and Veterancy 3. And we got the Wehrmacht Panther was used to try and push the Tommies away from the fuel as its first operative point.
Oh, here comes the Command Panther for Nagano as well, going deep here.
Meeting stern resistance from the 6-pounder and the Firefly. First shots penetrating. We've got the Panther from the west side. We've also now got a light artillery barrage on the AT gun. This could be a checkmate push from Nagano and Scotch.
Great teamwork here by these two. Valentine next on the agenda.
Oh yes, as the Firefly goes down, it's now the Valentine's turn to feel the burn. And doesn't stand a chance, quite frankly. Meanwhile, the IS-2's going into battle, so we're seeing a yin-yang of play here. We've got the aggression in the west, the Valentine suffering. We've got the IS-2 going hell for leather in the centre.
Command Panther got to be careful on the retreat path. IS-2's right there. But it's not looking to intercept, going instead for the other Panther perhaps, which is also super low now from the AT guns.
And also the IL-2 Sturmovik flying tank doing some great damage. I believe that was
Will this IS-2 get any of these tank kills, or are they all going to sneak away around the side?
Big Stuka misses. Well, no, the sniper nearly dies. Oh my god, he diced with death there. IS-2's now going after these tanks, but no damaged engine criticals. So they still have their speed and mobility for what they lack in health.
Oh, the IS-2 goes down to the double Raketens.
What?
Oh. That was a really lucky break. Max range, penetrating every hit.
Max range. Oh my lord. That was just off camera. It was max range. Ultra surprising there.
Oh, that is big, Von Aston. He's got just about enough to call in another one, but I'm sure he wanted something else instead. Maybe, yeah, SU-85.
The sector is at risk.
Either way, that worked out really well for the Axis, doing so much damage and getting away with so many tanks. Look at how many are parked up next to the mechanized regiment right now.
Oh my god, you can see that on the army value graph, Von Asten and Isildur have dived heavily. Let's see if that can be turned into map control and VP control, because of course Axis are behind. They're on 1-2-5, so they need to take advantage before allies come back at them.
A squad of pioneers has arrived. Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Decent barrage there. Vet 4 on that walking Stuka, 67 kills.
What?
Oh man.
How can that not be Vet 5? We always ask this about Stukas. Their veterancy scales rather slowly. I suppose it's for the best.
What you want in this? Yeah,
No,
exactly.
no.
Look how much damage it's doing already. Do you really want it to scale any better?
You know what I do like to see as a very tight scatter Katusha at close range taking out that first grenadier. Here comes the other IS-2. Hopefully it'll fare better than its predecessor, missing almost everything. Concentration barrage trying to force away this MG. We do have a temporary, almost triple cap if the MG can keep up the work. No, it can't. What are your thoughts, Tightrope? Who's going to win this one? It's a close battle.
Yeah, it's looking good for the Axis right now. As soon as all their tanks are repaired and back on the battlefield, they should be able to go for a GG push.
Big shout out to Von Asten Sniper, which is still alive, by the way. 62 kills. Assault Grens skulking away. Triple cap was not. Go on.
Look at this, Sniper and Raketten's running into each other right here. It's gonna go for a shot on them. Right.
Uma, main gun destroyed critical, was actually going to try and coaxial machine gun the Sniper to death. Elsewhere in the west, a very close battle between the Slump Grenadiers. Oh, and they detonate the mine just as we flick away. More Assault Grenadiers come into picture.
The Axis looking to set out the triple cap here as well. Very tight in VPs.
Got Von Asten trying to recontrol the east. He's got a Katusha barrage now lined up. This Vet 4 soon to be Vet 5 Stuka if it carries on. Oh, Tommies! Oh, down to 2 men already. Tank battles are starting to heat up.
Ooh, big hits on that Command Panther.
Forced away
Speed
by
out of
the
there.
IS-2 and the Veterancy 3 Zisk gun. That'll do it. Meanwhile, this time we'll capture it on camera. That's Rakettenwerfer, this time not penetrating the IS-2 with every single hit and taking it out in an instant.
Best to pull back there. Light artillery on the AT gun. Axis getting aggressive here.
LAB hearkening the call of the French Grenadiers. OKW and Wehrmacht working in unison. The Frenchman and the Russian, Scotch and Nagano, are on peak form today. Here comes the big Stuka barrage, obliterating 2 squads for the price of 1. Both machine gun and AT gun go down.
Gonna look for the follow-up kill on these team weapons too, and the Puma gets it just before the squad's able to recrew.
That is a death knell.
Still so tight on the VPs. Oh man.
It really is. Big commendations to Isildur Von Asten. If they can pull Lott's game off, it'd be one of the biggest underdog stories ever. My bad. There we go. And that's where my rebind for tap map is. I always wondered what I put it as. And Sherman Firefly is in peril. It's stuck against a tree, Tightrope. Panther, easy pickings. It's the Puma that finished the job. Meanwhile, IS-2 wants vengeance. Is it going to get a measure of it?
Coming over. He needs engine damage on this though. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Maybe he can get the P4 Constellation prize? No. Is this bouncing?
Is looking a bit squiffy. Line's been cut.
Sniper capping in the ultimate disrespect. 67 kills now, going to take another, comes off hold fire. And there you go. Panther in the west, MG repositioning. They need to get back these victory points to Axis. They may have dominated in terms of kills and a lot of strategic build order dominance, but they have not been able to translate that to VP success as much as you would expect. And that is meaning we're coming to a racing finish. Oh, to get over that finishing line.
Yeah, these planes buying a lot of breathing room for the Allies to cap up the VPs.
Another support weapon goes down. It didn't have the health to survive. And Allies are about to get a triple cap. You heard me right. Well, if only for a second, a millisecond. Planes getting taken down by the pintle mounts.
Command Panther, what's that up to? The big push from the Axis through the middle.
It's fancying it. Puma's popped smoke. We got pathing issues on the bridge. It's
Oh, no.
a bit of a... Oh, and there's the IELTS. This could be the death of the Axis. They got stuck on a bridge with the pathing.
Oh, double kittens are there to bail them out. IS-2 can't chase it down. Oh,
Too short.
sniper in trouble. Panzer IV trying to escape without going down to these AT guns.
Speaking of which, AT gun could finish the job, perhaps.
Oh, he didn't set it up there.
No. Meanwhile, look at the Axis trying to finish the game off, trying to get in there. Well, finish the game off. They've got 125 victory points to work down. Assault Grenadiers now with their 28th kill and counting. Penal Battalion about to bite the dust. Stukas of Fus coming down also on the western side. Machine gun. Down to one model.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
This is hectic.
Oh, Tommy's obliterated yet again. Third Tommy squad down to Stukas of Fus fire.
79
Katusha! Panther does not like you. He does not want you to be a tractor anymore. Please explode. Thank you. IS-2 wants to get vengeance for this horrendous Stuka side. Or Katusha side, rather. Another Brumbear built.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Man, this is a tough one to come back. I feel like Isildur lost his fireflies at just like the exact wrong timings each time. Having trouble getting traction in this match.
It's been such a slog. And they're now pushing AT guns into the victory points. That's how desperate it is getting. While this Command Panther's rather low on health. Shame there's no vision. Can get a shot off. They just need a bit more punching power, Allies. They've microed out of their skins tightrope, but they haven't had that kind of big, bombastic breakthrough unit that can really do the damage. Sniper in peril. Oh no, he's not. He's alright. He's just been firing. He's now up to 73 kills. You heard me right. Stukas of Fus nearly hitting the sniper. Did hit, of course, that Maxim. Stukas of Fus now is veteran C5. Has 83 kills. What a time to be alive. How wonderful, said nobody in chat. And there we go. T-3485 getting a good shot, tightrope. Squad wipe.
Fox down. Another Walling Stuka coming in though. Oh man.
Loving it. Axis trying to get a triple cap engaged, but the Allies are able to cap the centre. Sorry, with the Tommies. And no, they're capping the east now, and they have backup from a fresh IS-2. The T-3485 you just saw. Rakettenwerfers, yes, but the Allies are trying their hardest to finish this game off. 80 VPs remain.
Double kittens. Oh, T-3485 in big trouble. Here comes the IS-2 trying to bail them out.
Nice
Behind
shots
it.
with the Vet 3. Zisgun also. Oh, he could finish him off here. One big 122mm cannon shot is all it requires, but the Rakettenwerfers have something to say about that. Meanwhile, in the east, we've had a Brumbear attack, but the Firefly thwarted it. Let's keep an eye on this Panther.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Whoa, heavy blows from both sides.
An engineer unit.
Oh, Stuka takes out both AT guns, removing the Vet 3 veterancy, and the Raketenwerfers are there. Insult to injury to destroy the weapon.
Yeah, that might be the death knell for the Allies. Those Zis were doing so much work against the Panthers, and without them, I don't think they stand a chance.
They have 100 victory points. They came so close to upsetting the Russian and French contingents, and they just weren't able to get themselves over that line. They got so close, and they tried so hard, but in the end, it doesn't even matter, because... Tightrope, I can see your head in your hand.
Come on, man.
Why are you face palming? This is a really serious game, Tightrope. Please, please. And the Stovovik coming in overhead, causing all kinds of problems for the Foch Grenadiers. But it's too little, too late. We have got an attack in the centre. The Fireflies making ground. Can they make a resurgence? Can they do it? Oh my God! They're heavily clumped. Oh my lord, that is destruction. The Tommy's somehow keeping 3 squads alive. That was the exact wrong moment for that to happen. And we got sprinting action from the Assault Grenadiers, finishing the job, picking the bones like vultures.
Oh man, heartbreaking for the Allies. Oh, and look at this P4 going for a base inspection.
Oh, it's checking your papier and bitter. And it does not seem to be in order. This Panzer IV has something to say about that. You're out of order. 1 big shot to kill 2 Tommies. How did that not work? That would have been great. Oh, the Pintelman did the job.
In trouble now as well. Command Panther going deep.
IS-2's trying to keep the game going. Got 38 victory points remaining for the Allies. Panzer IV, by the way, has just finished off the Firefly. Here comes a light artillery barrage. Oh, my lord. The destruction. The wanton destruction. The Panzer IV's there with its shirts and watching over. Stukas a Foos.
P4 going IS-2 hunting.
Gets it! Nice work by the Panzer IV. Meanwhile, the Vet 2 Panther watches on as the T-34 shows his rear. Moral victory. Sniper still alive. 80 kills. Not bad going. No, Panzer IV has something to say. Will it survive the game? We know who's going to win this one. It is, of course, Scotch and Nagano. And just as a moral victory, the 80-kill sniper does win. And we roll over to Game 3 and the post-game analysis.
This is the 2 versus 2 Masters Cup.
Wow, what a game. Tightrope and I just, Tightrope twice in a row now has seen epic games on Crossing in the Woods. So what do you make of that one?
That was a very strong match. Just the Assault Grenadier strategy got the Axis off to such a strong start, quite unexpected. And they just carried that momentum throughout the match. Really strong sniper play from Von Aston, but didn't quite make the difference. And that walking Stuka, I think that had over 90 kills at the end of the match. That was nasty.
We're reliably informed. We've hit 1,000 viewers for the first time this year, which is always nice. So good stuff, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Some incredible elite level Company Heroes 2 action. Yeah, that title came out in 2013, still going supreme thanks to its community and its beloved developer and publisher, Relic and Sega, respectively. But we're just waiting for my loadout into the post-game analysis screen, and here it is. There's your overview. You can see just what an amazing game that was, but Nagano Tightrope with a 70k damage dealt. Oh my. Everybody's personal favourite screen, the personal tab, which shows Von Aston as with the Ziscon. Remember that Vet 3 Ziscon? That did 25k damage, which is probably more than most of chat have ever managed to get in a 4v4 against AI. Silda, infantry section. Yeah, you see as the destroyer for killing a vehicle. Not quite a slow clap, but the intention was there. Scotch. Okay, MG42 was pretty damn good. Oh no, core combatant, he produced 4 of them. That's misleading. And Nagano, Raketenwerfer, and Stukas of Foos. And I think if you just check out some of the stats here, that's really good stuff for an elite level 2 vs 2. That kind of preservation. I know he lost half of his army technically, but trust me, that's pretty damn good at this level with this amount of lethality. Last thing to show you, of course, army values. You can see the dive at the end. That's not fair to Van Asten and Silda, who are fully in this series, even though they're 2-0 down, and points held. Now it's time to plug the crap out of Mr. Tightrope, because he will be leaving us. What time is it there, Tightrope?
6:20 a.m.
Excellent. You can just attack the day. Love it. Carpe diem and all that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, come on. No sleep. No trouble for Tightrope. Big shout out to him. Give us an exclamation mark Tightrope in chat, everybody, just to show your appreciation. All of you, if you can, that would be wonderful. Because Tightrope is one of the coolest and chillest guys in the community, but it's also an MVP contributor. Yeah, go and check out his guide videos if you want some tips on how to play the game well. That should send Moobot into overdrive, I was hoping, but apparently you can only do one command. That's a bit of a fail.
Yeah, there's probably a cooldown on that, but
Cooldown, right. But oh well. Yeah, there it is anyway. Go check out him on YouTube. Oh, so it works for Stormless though. Moderated surpasses the cooldown apparently. So GG, well played, Stormless. It's a very tiring business casting, and you can hear it in our voices, and obviously trying to keep up with that level of display. You can appreciate we are going to have a little bit of a 5-minute break now, and you will be greeted with Stormless's soothing and professional tones coming in very shortly in 5 minutes time as we enter game 3 of this epic best of 5 confrontation. So don't go anywhere. See you soon.